the pages to all of the signatures so far. So there are a ton of options for photos in this book. So I thought it only right to add more options for photos where there's free space. Really easy and quick. So we're going to go ahead and do this back portion. So it's easier if you go ahead and cut out your pattern paper and your cardstock ahead of time. That way you can just layer and go. So you'll need this back piece, or a back piece. I'm using this floral one, and that is going to be right on underneath the folio on the back side of the cover. So this one is just shy of the 5x7, and that is cut at 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. Then you need your base pages. Of course, my base pages are in blue, and they're cut at 5 by 4.5, and I use 4 of them. So you'll need 4 of those cut. And then the top pages, I use white cardstock because, like I said, I wanted to leave an option for some journaling, and you need 4 of those. You can use pattern paper, or you can leave them blank and just add photos. Totally up to you. This is cut at 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Then you need your blue strip, and that's your closure piece, and that is cut at 8.5 by 2 1/4. To cover up the blue strip, you'll need a piece. I'm using this floral one. This is 6 7/8 by 1 1/8. And then for the back of the strip is 6 7/8 or 6.5 by 1 1/8. And then you will need I'm using the journaling spot, the journaling piece. So you'll need a piece cut at 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. And then we're going to round those corners up. So that's all we need for that. So let's go ahead and get started. So since we don't need to do anything to this, that is just going to be matted. I'm going to set that to the side, and then we're going to work on our base pages, which is the blue, and these are the ones that are cut at 5 by 4 1/4. And we're just going to give them a score, one quick score. Okay. And that's going to be on the 4.5 inch side, and we're just going to score all those at 4, just a 1/2 inch. So, or you can score it at 1/2 inch. Either way, just a 1/2 inch on each side. But I'm just going to score mine at 4, and then you want to do that to all of them, because that is going to be able to attach to the folio. Of course, super easy. Okay, so that's already scored. I'm going to set that aside. And then while we're here, we're going to grab our closure strip. That's the 8.5 by 2 1/4. And then we're going to score it at 1 inch on the 8.5 inch side. And then we're going to score it a 1/2 inch on the 2 1/4 inch side. We're going to score a 1/2 inch on both sides. So 1/2 inch there, and then I'm going to turn it around and do a 1/2 inch there. So it should look like that. You have a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch, and then an inch at the bottom. All right, that is it for the scoring. So we want to go ahead and fold over these marks and give them a nice crisp crease. I'm going to fold it and then mark it really tight, because this is going to be our closure, and I like it to be real crisp. And the reason why we're scoring it over is to add some stability to it so that it's able to, you know, open and close. So there'll be this layer, plus there'll be a layer on the front and back. So it'll be essentially 4 pieces that will help make this sturdier. Plus this cardstock is super sturdy. So I'm going to open that up, and then I'm going to score burnish over the bottom. Okay, so I want to take my scissors, and I'm going to cut where this bottom half flap is. I'm going to cut just into the score mark on both sides, and then that is going to fold in separately like that. Okay, so go ahead and add your adhesive, and I'm going to add this wet glue. And I got to tell you, I am newly in love with this glue. I kid you not. And I'm not, like I said before, I'm not a big fan of wet glue because I'm impatient. I'm sorry, I am. But this glue, it sticks. I did the whole other side with just this glue, and I am amazed by its durability and then how fast it dries. It's very quick drying. So, and then I added the little nozzle because, like I said, I'm a little heavy-handed. But I added the little nozzle on there. And then that's that. So then you want to add the adhesive to the insides of these flaps. Fold it over. Hold that. You can use double-sided tape. You can use whatever tape you want. Just want to make sure it's going to stick. But like I said, I did that whole other side with just this glue, and I was like, wow. Seriously gonna go buy a bunch more of this because I like it. Okay, and then that just closes just like that. Really easy. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this over once more at the end and give it another crease. Okay, so we're done with that. Now we're gonna go over to our little flaps here, the base pages, and then we're just going to crease that over really good. And just fold it over. Nice sharp crease. Just makes it easier when you're laying this stuff down. Makes everything ready to go. Okay. Now what I did to mine was I used my corner chopper to cut the bottom. I mean, not cut, but give this bottom a cute little edge. Let me do that one again. There we go. You don't have to do this. You can just leave these like they are, but I wanted to give them a little bit of extra. So I've chopped the bottom left and right pieces. Alright, and then I did the same thing for these so that they can match and layer properly. Alright, so I just have one more left to do. I love this thing. Love it. So go ahead and layer this on top of all your pieces. Alright, those are all done. So I'm going to set that aside for a second. And then we're going to grab our book and we're going to start to layer this stuff on here. So the first thing we want to do, I'm going to go to the back piece, go to this back area, and then we're going to lay down this flange piece. That's going to center right there. Now I made it bigger on purpose because you want to be able to leave a little bit of that room at the top. You can cut that down, which is what I'm going to do, but you want to make sure you add for the bulk in your photos. So that's why that's like that. So I am just going to add some double-sided tape to the back of this. I want something a little more just sturdier to hold it down, although the glue will probably just be fine, but I want to add some double-sided tape. So the underside that's folded over, you're going to add it to this side right here because that's going to sit on this just like so. So I'm just going to add this tape right there. So we're going to sit this down. Now you just want to even it out proportion, you know, you want to try to get it to the middle center of this, so where that folds at. Just want to kind of get it centered the best way you can. I don't always do this the best, but I eyeball it. And then let that sit there. And then that's going to close like so. I'm going to take my bone folder and just give it a good press at the bottom. So you're matching it up with the bottom of the book. Easy. So now we're going to add the pattern paper that we chose. Alright, that's on there. Give it some time to warm up. So that's done. And then now we want to add the folio, the pages part. So I start at the bottom and then I see where I want this to end, and that's where I want it to end. Is where I pick where I want the bottom piece to lay. That's where I put it at. I hope that's clear. Probably not. So we're going to add the adhesive to the underside of this flap and then lay it down. So I want it to lay I want it to end right about there. So I lay that down, hold it, and then tuck that under, and we're done. And so from this point on, we're just going to layer this flap right on top of the one right before it and match it up as perfectly as we can. So just add the adhesive. And then I'm just going to line it up with the bottom, like butt it up right against, no more, no less. And make sure it's lined up. You don't want a wonky waterfall. And then you can see, yeah. All right, then we want to give it a good press. That's that. And then now we can add our Velcro. You can use a Velcro, you can use a magnet, totally up to you. I'm going to use these fastener dots. They come from the Dollar Tree. And cut it down. Now I add adhesive to the back of mine. Before we add those dots, let's add the pattern paper to it. Okay. Alright. I'm going to add this is the longer one, so this one goes in the front. And then we're going to flip it down. And then we're going to add the border to the inside. Now this one you're going to start, because obviously it's a little shorter than the front one, because I left room for the Velcro dots. So you're going to start this one at the bottom instead of the top with the floral piece. I mean with the pattern paper. So you see there'll be the space down here, and that's where you're going to add your glue dot. Or not your glue dot, your Velcro. Okay, so I'm going to take my Velcro piece. It's already adhesive and it'll probably work fine, but I'm just going to add some hot glue to it, and then I'm going to layer it right at the top there. And then here, oh, I suppose I could have went all the way to the top with the paper, but when I did the first one I added it last, so I think I just cut the paper down to avoid covering up the Velcro dot. But you can fill it up all the way if you want. I'm not going to squish it because I don't want my glue to ooze out. I'm just going to tap it a little bit. Give it a few seconds to adhere. While it's doing that, I'm going to grab my journaling cards. The St. Tropez. Somebody sent me a message and said I was pronouncing it incorrectly. So it's St. Tropez, guys. So the journaling cards, I'm going to use this one. Really pretty. I thought it looked cute against that background. And this is where that extra piece of pattern paper that we cut out, that 4 1/8 by 3 1/8, and then I'm just going to lay that right on top. You can use your crocodile or corner chomper to corner these edges because it's a bit of a rounded edge, or you can just do them with your scissors. And I'm adding pattern paper, I'm adding cardstock to the back of this just to follow in ordinance with everything else, but it also adds some stability to this journaling card. And then that's going to go right about, I'm going to put that right about, I'm going to put it right about there. I'm going to add some double-sided tape, and then this should be dry. Yep, perfect. And there you go. All of that's done. How easy was that? Close it up. And now we're going to add some more flowers. Add some hot glue. That's there. I didn't want to cover this sail away. Easy peasy. Love it. Super cute. So you have these photos in these photo mats in the back, and then you have them in the front. Love it, love it, love it. And then that's the profile. Super cute. Alright, let's move on to the next step. Alright, now it's time to go ahead and just put the pattern paper on our signature pieces, and then we're going to do the pocket for the back too. So we're also going to add the fastener dots or Velcro dots or whatever adhesive you're going to use to close these flaps down. And you don't have to. You could just close your book up and it's like that. But when I open it, I don't want this to happen. So I'm just going to add Velcro dot on either side or the middle or whatever. So we'll see when we get there. But I'm not adding any extra embellishments because I don't, like I said, I don't want this to be a bulky book. I just want it to be mainly about the photos. So let's go ahead and cut out our pieces for that. So you will need, also if you're going to do, since I'm not doing any embellishments, I think I'm going to use my my edge punch to just add a little bit of flair to that paper. So you will need the following pieces cut out in pattern paper, and that's to cover the signature pieces on the front and the back, and the pocket. So you'll need 6 pieces cut out, and this is the papers. These are the papers that I've chosen from the collection. You need 6 papers cut out at 4.5 by 6 7/8. You'll also need 6 pieces. Or not 6 pieces, 3 pieces. Yeah, 3. I don't know why I have an extra one, but you're just going to need 3 pieces cut out at 2 by 6 7/8. Okay, and then for this back pocket, and I'm going to show you how to put that together, you need your base page, and you need 3 of these, and this is cut out at 4 by 6. You need 3, and then to cover that pocket, you need 3 pieces cut out at 4 7/8 by 3 1/4. Okay, so cut those all out, and let's start layering. Okay, we're going to grab our book, and this book is it's getting pretty heavy, so it's going to be nice and sturdy. So I, at first, was going to have the same piece there, but I decided once I got done cutting everything, I'm just going to mix and match it. So this is going to be my first piece, this beach piece, and I think it goes great with the continuing flow from that page. So that's the page that I'm going to use for this first one. I'm just going to add my glue. Okay, and then I'm going to layer it down. Now I've cut these out to where they leave a little bit of a border just to match everything else that's going on with the book. So you don't have to do that. So that's that. And then we're going to cover this one. Now you can leave it plain like so and just leave that like that. You can add journaling or, you know, something that's flat, one, you know, 0 dimension on here. But I think I'm going to use my punch. Just trying to do something so I don't add bulk to it. So I'm just going to use this Martha Stewart border punch, and it goes along with what's on the inside of that signature because I use the same punch for that. So I just punch that out, and that's how that's going to look. Really cute with that little border. Let me clear off these extra pieces here. Okay, so I'm just going to add the glue. Oh, that's pretty. I'm going to add the glue to the bottom, or to this piece right here. And then I'm just going to gently tap the tips of this with the glue. With some little dots so they can stay too. Alright, and that's going to go, and like I said, I left a little bit of a border. And there we go. Isn't that cute? I love it! Alright, so for the back piece, I'm just going to go ahead and finish. I'm going to go ahead and finish layering these really quick here. I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have all my pieces already laid, and this is how I, you know, matched them up. Really simple. Mix and match. Super cute. So now let's go ahead and layer the back. So I'm going to add this one. So that's the other, remember we cut 6 of these out. So we want to go ahead and lay this in the back, and then we can start to affix our pockets. And these are the ones, of course, 4.5 by 6 7/8. Okay. Alright, now it's time to add the pockets. So they are going to fit in here just like so. There's a little bit of a border around the pocket, so I'm going to add the adhesive to where we scored it, the little flanges of where we scored it, all the way around. Okay, and I'm going to start it at the bottom here and then hold it down. Cute. So you can add tags in here. You can add a little booklet that will increase more photos, but just be careful about the bulk. I think I'm just going to add one tag with an option for a photo on one side. Alright, and we want to do the same thing to the rest. There we go. Super cute. And like I said, we'll add like a photo tag in there for photos. Now you can also add pattern, like a tiny strip of pattern paper in here if you want. That's a 1/2 inch gusset. So I just did a little bit less than a 1/2 inch by 6 7/8, and that would fit in there. I mean, if you like that to be covered up. So that's super cute, actually. I like it. Let's see, you just don't want it to interfere with the closing of your book. So like I said, that's a 1/2 inch gusset, and making sure and seeing where you laid everything. You just want to test it out first. I just did it a sliver less than that, and then I'm going to put it in here. And it's by 6 7/8. How cute is that? So let's do the other two. That's really cute. Love it, love it. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Super cute. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So now we want to go ahead and add the Velcro pieces, or if you're going to use magnets or what have you. This is the time to do so. And it's going to add a little bit of bulk. But what I'm going to do is cut these in half. So I'll need, I think I'm just going to do one on each end. So I'll need 6. So I'm just going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to cut 3 of them in half. Like so. And then the same thing for this side. Okay. And oh, you know what? I think we should cover the insides of those flaps. Yeah, we should cover that. So let's do that really quick. It's going to be the same measurement as this piece of paper, which is 2 by 6 7/8. Although I'm not going to border punch that. Okay. I just used the leftover pieces that we had, which works well. That's why I say save all your little morsels. Cover that real quick. So I'm going to use, let's see. I'm not going to use it for that one. I'll use it for this one. And I'm gearing more towards the top so we can cover that fold over flap that we use to make it super sturdy. Now we're ready to add the Velcro dots. This is coming along expediently. Alright. So I'm going to lay my half dot down right on the edge. Oh wait. I gotta put a little hot glue on the back. I'm just gonna lay it right here on the edge. Like so. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Add a little hot glue. Right there. Okay. Then I'm going to match it up with the opposite side of the Velcro piece. And then add the little bit of hot glue, and then I'm going to close it up. And just hold it. And let's do the other ones. While that's sitting and thinking, we're going to finish the rest of these. Alright, that's all done. So they just open up like that. Really easy. Love it. And that is our book on the inside. So here you have your pockets, and like I said, you can add pattern paper to that if you want, but obviously the more pattern paper you have on there, the bulkier it'll be. So for this, I am going to add just photos to it, but I'm going to add a tiny little strip of pattern paper on just the toppers of these three. So let me give you the measurements for that. Alright, so you'll need 3 pieces cut at 1 3/4 by 6 1/8. So I decided to use the same piece of pattern paper for just these toppers. And again, I know it's me sounding redundant, but I'm not adding any embellishments to the inside. So photos, photos, photos. So that goes there. And then that's just cute. Leave it as it is and put the photo, you know, you put your photos in there and it'll cover everything up. I'm going to stick that right down in there. And then you want to take out the others and do the same thing. Super cute. It's nice and sturdy. Nice book. So now it's time for the cover. We're done with the whole inside of the book, and it's time to decorate the front and back covers. All this gunk is from my desk. I have like spray and extra glitter on there, so it's easy to clean up. That's how you know it's not sticky. It's going to be covered up by pattern paper, but all I have to do is, which is what I've been doing, is erasing. So it's just spray. Just so you know, I don't have just like a dirty mini out. It just erases right off. Alright, so now it's time to get to decorate this cover.